Okie dokie. My birthday is the 27th of May, making me a Gemini. I would say I do believe in star signs, to an extent. I did have the co-star out, but I had to delete it because those notifications are so scary. If you are already having a kind of anxious day and then you open your phone and you see a notification that's like, can't escape your fears, you must face them now, today. Like, whoa. I think the 16 personalities test is a more accurate way to gauge someone's personality. So if anyone's into that, I am an INFP. I started dance when I was 5, actually just before I turned 6. I very specifically wanted to do ballet. I remember one time my mum, when she was first looking for lessons that I could go to, she told me she'd found a place that had modern and tap, and I threw a tantrum because I did not want to do it. I actually ended up doing that stuff anyway, and I also did like some musical theatre, like singing type classes. I can no longer sing, not very well anyways, but I would really love to relearn how to do that because I love singers and I'm very jealous of people who can sing well. My hair right now is currently the longest it's been since I was a kid. It used to be kind of like just off my shoulders, and it used to be fully blonde for a period of time, which is crazy. But yeah, I fully had a Mary J. Blige moment for a few years. I'm quite good at drawing and painting. I did a lot of art as a kid. I was quite Disney obsessed, so I would look up tutorials on YouTube of how to draw all my favourite Disney characters. And then I did art through school and got better at it. But yeah, I would draw all the time as a kid, and I have folders and folders at my family home of just all these like Disney cartoon characters I would draw when I was younger. I am the youngest child in my family. I have one older brother, he's 8 years older than me. I got all the dancing abilities, but he got all of the musical talent. He's really good at playing instruments like piano, guitar, all self-taught, and I suck at that. I wish I could play a musical instrument. I'd love to learn how to one day. Because I think it's really cool. I left home and went to a boarding school at the age of 11. I was very young, so I think I was quite homesick at first. Mostly during the first year, it was quite bad. But I'm glad I did it because I made some of my closest friends through that experience, and I met so many people who I otherwise would have never gotten the chance to meet. I think going away at a young age and being around people from all over the place, all over the country, from different countries around the world, I think it was good because I feel like it opened me up a lot more as a person to different experiences, and I think it just made me a more open-minded person, which I think isn't a bad thing. I met my best friend in the entire world at boarding school. She's from Holland, and we have been best friends since we were 11. It's been a long distance friendship since 2020 basically, which has been kind of hard, but we got through it, and I feel like our friendship is a lot stronger because of it though. Usually she would come to the UK to visit me, but in January I went over to visit her for the first time. It was such a fun experience. It was my first time going to Amsterdam, but also it was just my first time going on a plane. It was scary but fun. I honestly think I built it up so much in my head just because I'd never done it and had no idea really what it was going to be like, but it was completely fine. I am also aware it's like the shortest flight you can maybe take, so it was really just dipping a toe in the pool, but still, I'm happy I've done it now, and I'm not scared of it anymore. One thing about me, I don't just like something, I have to obsess over it. My friends have fallen victim to me just ranting on and on about different things I love on my private stories, but I love it. I just love hyperfixating on the things I love, so let's talk about some of those things. My favourite singer of all time is Beyonce. She truly is like the artist of my life. I don't play about that woman. I think she is so beyond talented. She's the epitome of black excellence. Nothing in the world inspires me more than her. Nobody. Not even any like ballet dancer. Like Beyonce is my biggest inspiration in this life. And I just feel so lucky to be living in the same time as her, truly. My first concert was the Renaissance tour last year, and life-changing. Another artist I love is Dodie. She just writes beautiful songs a lot of the time about kind of difficult topics surrounding mental health, and I really, really enjoy her music. She started out on YouTube and would make vlogs alongside her music, and those videos have had such a big influence on my own YouTube journey and what I want my videos to look and feel like. They're just so comforting and warm, and I'd love to create that for somebody one day through this. I think it's really cool. She wrote a book which is one of my favourite books of all time, and I was obsessed with it. It was the fastest I've ever read a book. I think I finished it in like 3 days, which is not something I typically do. So that's a testament to how much I really loved it. Speaking of book obsessions, The Secret History. Donna Tartt is a genius. I love that book so much. It really changed my life. It just is excellent. And it definitely deserved the Pulitzer Prize way more than the Goldfinch. One of the reasons that fed into why I love that book so much is because I also had an obsession with the whole like dark academia aesthetic. For a while, it really was my life. I love reading, I love all things books. I didn't always used to be this way. I used to hate classic literature, like I did not enjoy my English classes at school. But then at one point I joined a book club and we were reading Wuthering Heights, and I was like, I'm just gonna give it a go. I just loved it. It was just so dramatic and everything I would want in a book. I read that and then just got hooked, and ever since I've been trying to kind of make it through the classic literature canon. So I also have obsessed over many TV shows during my life. Currently, Gilmore Girls is holding my #1 spot. I mean, as you can see behind me, I literally have a shrine dedicated to it, so you know, that says a lot. I've loved a lot of TV shows, but I'd say the other two that have previously held my top billing were originally How I Met Your Mother and Fleabag. I also was a Whovian for a while. I'm trying to get back into that actually, so I'll let you know how that goes. My favourite film of all time, which I also nearly made a shrine for, is Dead Poets Society. I love it. It's my favourite film. It's just beautiful and it makes me cry every time. I like a film like that where it's really poetic and I guess artsy, but I also do just love unserious stuff too. Like, I'm a huge Deadpool fan. I love those films and I think they're hilarious. I cannot wait for the new one. Oh my god. I watched the Deadpool films before I actually watched any of the MCU films, but I am now a big MCU fan. I'm slightly disappointed with how the MCU is going at the moment, but I think I do have faith. I think Kevin Feige can pull it back. I think he can get us back on course. I am someone who has a huge sweet... I have a really bad sweet tooth. I love junk food generally, which doesn't quite go hand in hand with like being an athlete, particularly an affinity for sweets. Mostly actually chocolate. I have been addicted to chocolate for as long as I can remember, okay? Someone gave me a Dairy Milk bar when I was a kid and I have been hooked ever since. Have not put it down. I honestly think I have something with some kind of chocolate in every single day. I used to be a big tea drinker, but I have since switched and am now a coffee addict. Not very British of me, I'm sorry. I like warm weather, but generally I prefer cold weather. It just means that I can wear more interesting outfits. I feel like when it's hot, I have to strip down to as few layers as possible. In winter you can have nice jumpers and like all different jackets and scarves and stuff. Oh, I love it. It's so much better. In terms of the seasons, autumn is by far my favourite season. I mean, hello. I am scared of heights and kind of just like not being in control of my body. I don't really like being upside down. I don't like roller coasters. Oh my god. One time at school we went to Thorpe Park and my friends made me go on one that, like, in retrospect it wasn't that bad, but I fully just started bursting into tears while we were in the queue waiting to get on. When I had to put my bag in the little storage boxes before you get on the ride, tears just start pouring down my face. It's not for me. Currently, I don't have any tattoos, but I want to get one. I keep forgetting now that I'm an adult that's something I can just go out and do. I'm not sure what exactly I want to get, but I like the idea of having kind of small little things on my arms, like kind of little doodles. In the future, I want to write a book or books. Seeing as I love them so much, I would love to actually have my own. I'm currently writing a book about what it's like to train at a ballet school, but I would also like to write a fictional novel if I find the right story to tell. When I'm older, I'd love to live in like a super nice cottage in the middle of the countryside and just kind of be removed from the rest of the world and just have some peace and quiet. That is truly the dream. I don't want to be old and still having to drag myself around on like the tube, breathing in air that is apparently equivalent to cigarette smoke. So it's not something I see for myself in the future. I don't want that, okay? Alright, that's everything. Hopefully you know me a little better now. That's me. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye everyone!